Hey guys, this is Dardamus of Dardamus Dominions. I'm in with a bunch of old co-hosts. Say hi, Balin.
I'm back.
Novell, how are you doing, dude?
Oh, I'm hanging in, man.
Okay, Chipotle, I see that you're in here. I'm not. If you want to join in, just give me a. Oh, Chipotle, you're talking. How are you doing, dude?
I'm doing pretty well. Just getting used to the West Coast. Thanks for having me in here again.
No
You
problem.
enjoying the
Glad
fact
to have.
everything's on fire?
Oh yeah, no, I literally arrived when Oregon was on fire. The house I moved into had to be evacuated.
So
My
wait,
poor guy.
you just moved into the house and then you got evacuated.
Correct.
Okay, well, that's terrible, dude. Mian, how are you doing, dude?
Pretty good. Hello, everyone.
Okay, and Cezanne, you moved to the top so I can actually ask you more questions. Cezanne? Okay, well, he moved himself and then I can't hear him anymore. Okay, let's go to Arco Sapali. Oh, Balin just dropped. Novell, can you read this for me?
Let's see. Ouch, I played that turn quickly and thought those were Bakemono Show. I had forgotten that they were in a cave, too. This build is going to be slow to get started in any case, especially by Arco standards. A message from Arco Cephalid.
Okay, first pan one is, let's go with Chipotle. Can you read this?
Well, previous turn I got a demon worshipping event in cap, which gave +2 turmoil and -3. This turn, the mage I recruited was banished from the world. He got +1 fire though, so that's nice. Fortunately, I was gold capped for White Centaur recruitment, so he wasn't going to be leading a new group. I'll be annoyed if the turmoil lingers and the recruitment point caps my White Centaur recruitment.
Okay, Zan, what does it mean getting banished?
What do you mean banished for?
If you look, he said like I got a demon worshipping event, and now the mage I recruited this turn was banished from the world. What does that mean?
That's so fun. That's so
Yeah,
fun.
so-
Not when you get +1 fire, but when you get +1 blood. That's clutch. They're gonna go to the abyss or whatever plane full of demons. They're gonna fight a bunch of battles you won't see. If you're lucky, they'll appear in your territory. This early in the game, though, oof, he's gonna show up somewhere and either attack another player if they survive.
Is
All
that
the demon
weighted
attack.
at all? I thought it was just random where it drops you out.
You reappear someone randomly in the world. It can be anywhere.
Yeah, so you
except
can just
for,
like drown.
I've never seen anyone land in the water when they can't breathe underwater, but it might be possible.
that'd be terrible.
But yeah, this one right here, the +1 fire, specifically means he got sent to Inferno. There's +1 fire, +1 water, and then +1 blood, which can be either one.
Imagine
Okay.
escaping from hell only to drown. That would be
Okay, so what's interesting is he says that he thinks that Arco has a bronze Colossus, which would at least give some idea of what the reconstruction is for.
Ooh, that's a
And
good
so,
point.
yeah. Okay, Helheim, do you guys want to read this real quick and give me a summary?
Had a decent battle against the Amazons.
He believes 8 Hell Herdings will clear the farm without any losses. 2 turns away from construction 3. But he made a very big mistake because he tested using the wrong type of map.
Okay, so this is really interesting because he says there's a difference in the maps. Does anybody know the difference between Map Nuke and who's the guy who makes these maps?
Athamel?
Pymus?
Close enough.
Yeah. So what is the difference between the two types of maps?
Pymel's maps look better. They are generally hex-based. As you can see in this, we literally have hexagons for provinces. They have generally larger provinces on it than Map Nuke, so you'll see more income, more resources, more recruitments, more indie defense. And they aren't like Map Nuke. Basically, in Map Nuke, you expand three provinces in any direction to run into somebody's cap.
So do you think that
or at
he?
least their cap circle.
So he's low on gold at this point, is what he's saying, right?
Yeah, but
Presumably so.
that's more to do with where he spawned, and less to do with map generation.
So MapNuke is known for its standardization, especially when you do the balanced plane starts. That is not the case for standard map, nor is it the case for custom map. You can get different terrain types, which affect the income, resources, and other statistics of the province you're in.
Is there bleed damage in one of those elephants? Okay, so one of the elephants did die.
It
Now
will
is
likely bled.
losing an elephant worth it in this case?
It hurts,
No,
and I don't like that scripting for elephants. You want the elephants to be hitting about the same time as your frontline infantry or whatever you're putting on the front line, and kind of wrapping around, because then they trample and there's not a lot of things hitting them back. Sometimes ranged will, but you won't have them like wading through infantry that are then only targeting them. So they tend to be significantly more survivable when you're timing it well. And yeah, that's finicky to set up, but it helps a lot.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that because
he lost one to Furball, which is a little sad.
Well,
I mean, these guys
Furball
hit
do
pretty
have
hard.
greater than human strength, so they do have a pretty fair chance of smacking something hard.
So the
Yeah.
better way of setting that up is having his infantry line start. I did it in EA Machaca game. This was nutty. You put your infantry line in the front and set them to attack. Your elephants have to be about halfway back or so, and that way your infantry line hits theirs at the same time that the elephants roll up the flank.
so
and
you
almost
want the
always-
elephants back like near where his commanders are, or a little bit further back, right?
Probably a little bit, maybe 3-4 tiles behind the command where the commanders are now, and on the flank.
Okay.
That way your infantry take all of the first round attacks, and then your elephants just roll up the side.
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
just trample everything. It's great.
Ooch, this looks painful.
And
So
he ran
Van-
into lizard. This is what happens when you take larger. You can no longer count on your Van Heers to effectively dodge lizard tridents.
11 versus 11. Yeah, I guess it's true. I mean, the thing is that, yeah, God, he got surrounded. So this guy got surrounded right away. But lizards are lizards. I mean, these guys are just terrible.
What?
You do
No,
want some
lizards are
volume
not
there.
terrible. Yeah,
Like, if he had
lizards
more
are not
stuff,
terrible.
okay.
Lizards have one of the best base attacks.
Well, that's what I mean. Like terrible to run into, not terrible as in like
Oh,
they're bad. Like,
Yeah, they
They're
have
bad
20
in that
piercing
thing.
damage. That's a lot.
Wrong context.
now, what's funny is that you can PD dump with these guys, and you'll have somebody raiding, and they're just, oh, it's just a swamp. I'll be doing an easy raid, and I think Nosy was telling me that he put a 20 PD dump in one of these provinces and killed something like 3 Fomorian kings.
So that only works if you don't fort the province, because it's a lizard shaman province, and Vanheim doesn't have nature or astral. This province will definitely be forted, and that won't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is Curse? Does Curse do anything?
It curses them.
Well, yeah.
You get
okay,
a-
so it's just afflictions, right?
Greatly increased chance of afflictions.
So it's the
Getting
opposite
cursed
of
on a
wounds, then,
super
right?
combatant basically stops that super combatant from being able to function.
Okay. So it works like Wound Fiend in reverse, correct?
Yes. It's the
Yeah,
opposite of
any little
wound
chip
fiend.
damage, you're just gonna pile up like all the afflictions in the world in short order if they're doing any damage to that unit at all.
Yeah, curse as a spell is kind of for super combatants. Later on, there's an astral version that hits the whole field. That one is amazing.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Someone cast me on that in MP game. That was unpleasant.
They should cast that every fight. It's so cheap. It's so
One
good.
of my favorite astral combos is to cast Doom and then cast Astral Tempest afterwards.
So
So
I'm
that
not
one-
convinced on this Arco setup, because the Peltas end up throwing javelins at your own units too, and since your Cascades or whatever they're called are super lightly armored, that javelin can kill it.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
but they do have a base shield, so they are getting that 4 parry bonus. They have a pretty
And
fair
it's a
chance
good
of taking
shield,
the
too.
javelin on the shield.
It's a really good shield. I think, yeah, I mean, Novell, what you're saying is exactly right. It's a really good shield.
It's not unreasonable in the same way as like with Aramor when I have my tower shield infantry in front of my skirmishers. Even if they do get hit by the random spear, the shield provides more than enough protection to survive it.
That being said, I can do math, and 5 is less than 6.
Yeah.
So I think that they might have actually killed him.
They did.
Yep.
That was another thing. Like, I'm teaching my wife how to play, and I'm like, so this number down here is less than this one up here. What does that mean? And like, you could see the lights turn on. Stupid Daffodil ears. Okay, pretty basic. So he's going underwater again, rather than
No,
going.
that's the first one underwater. He pinged up on the land and then he jumped back in the water.
Okay, and then Helheim's gonna go in again. What do you think about this setup, Colin? Is this the way to go?
I worry that one elf all alone will rout when it gets poked by anything.
Okay, so these two guys right here, you're worried about them taking any damage and then running away.
Yeah.
Any damage taken in a squad size less than 5 that isn't on guard commander triggers a morale check.
Now that the squad was small enough, it wasn't enough guys to be scary. What's interesting is he took no losses versus these heavy cavalry with these Huskarls. How did that work?
Glamour.
Yeah,
So they've
Glamour
got
is
Glamour.
the best defensive ability in the game.
Now, would you still say that it's good even if there were 10 heavy cav, or did it just?
He would take
This was the
losses if there was 10 heavy cav. There was only 2.
So it was a little bit of RNG, not a whole lot of RNG, but still a little bit, right?
Well, Glamour is free mirror image, and mirror image is really great at stopping you from getting hit.
yeah, it's mirror image basically cast at air 0.
Okay, let's look at this real quick and we'll see what it hits. Cause I'm kind of curious about this heavy cavalry. So he goes in and he defense value of 24. Okay, so it's just they straight up just miss from the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean elves have high defense.
Yeah, and then oh my goodness, yeah, the defense.
Surf got his shield up and lived.
Huh,
Well, a surf warrior is not an elf.
that was awesome.
That's just a human.
I mean, he got diseased in the last fight, so he's gonna die.
New Helheim strat, just go all surf warriors.
Trust in the RNG.
That's how they break forts with surf warriors before they get whatchamacallit, corpse constructs.
So, what's interesting about this is that Hien has gotten 2 provinces with a unsupported, just what he started with. There is nothing extra in this group. That seems like a really good start to me. Chipotle, have you played Hien before?
Yeah, actually, that I would love to see what he was actually fighting for the first province, but that does not feel particularly common.
19 heavy infantry and 4 slingers.
Okay,
That's right.
that's not unreasonable then, considering that there's I don't know. That's Satyr warriors hold up a little bit better, but satyrs kind of fall apart like paper. So it's been 2 very good expansions for him.
Yeah,
So-
he's
so
been
you're
picking
saying it
easy
was-
provinces, and they've been doing well with them.
That answered my question. So it's because he got easy provinces. It's not because he's like some genius or that they're really better than
Yeah,
mean-
no, they're undisciplined. So you can't script them particularly well. So he's just gotten some very good rolls and some very easy provinces. Did he
I
make?
mean, javelins are javelins.
I mean, they're
Okay.
not an insufficient truth type. They are better than human beings.
So
Yeah, he's
Marvani,
just wanna, like, run into 50.
gold province.
He's been choosing his provinces well, is what I would say. He's like odds-on choices.
2 poor pony knights.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
are they gonna live? They're gonna live. Oh my,
Yeah, okay.
that was
Yeah,
nuts.
What was he fighting? Deer tribe?
That's heavy infantry.
Well, that explains why they lived.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is it explained? Like, isn't heavy
EA
infantry
infantry is awful.
Oh, is it? I mean, it's got a large length. 10 attack isn't. Oh, but he's against set. He's got a +7 to his roll. Are they not getting? Yeah, just they're getting harassed a little.
Yeah, I mean, just never discount cavalry's defense. It's like if you're gonna run up against a bunch of 17s with a bunch of 10s, they're gonna live a round or two.
Now we say that, but do you think that if he could go back and change his scripting, or say that we could do this one all over again, do you think that it would have turned out differently?
No, I would be happy with the result. I wouldn't care how I got here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, theoretically, if you go back and change it, like, so he's now going in, now he's got this turn afterwards, and did he say, like, oh, that was a mistake, or does he say, all according to plan?
I think he moves his cavalry down a little bit so that they don't wrap around his units like that. Or he moves them up, one or the other.
They don't get separated. I think the big thing about them is that you don't want to run cavalry into spears. You don't want to run cavalry into anything that can potentially repel it, because they can still take chip damage from the repel.
I think Pony Knights are armed with spears. Oh, they're armed with broadswords. That's right. They can repel them.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. You don't want to run into something that can repel your knights. It's a really easy way for them to get chipped down.
That's really interesting you say that, because it's very unusual for them to have a rank 1 weapon only and not have that lance.
Well, welcome to
EA.
Yeah. Although the repel odds aren't super high, but it's still preferred to avoid it.
See, this is why he pinged that swamp earlier, because he could take it with 5 Pony Knights.
Oh, so he wanted to make sure he could actually win this. Oh, that is beautiful.
Oh, it's not going as clean as I thought it would.
He lost one.
Yeah, it's still. Ooh,
No,
what happened?
there we go.
Unfortunate.
He lost 2, and then they ran because they got down to a squad size of 5.
Ooh.
Oh, that was sad. But if they all retreated without losses, oh man, so was bad.
It's pretty rare that you lose absolutely nothing on a retreat. Although if it's only a few units, you might.
It's a 7. If they retreat with him, it's a 75% chance of retreating intelligent. So it's a 1 in 4 that he lost everything.
Retreating without your leader gives you a malice to it. So
actually, it's only a 50% chance because he owns another province adjacent to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's checked on a per unit basis, though, right? So your odds of losing something is pretty high.
If the commander is still alive, then they retreat with the commander, and it's a 75% chance to go intelligently and 25% chance to go random. So like it just picks a random, and if it's a friendly one, then you just get lucky. So it's not too bad. But then if it's a 50% smart if they don't have command.
Right. This is the reason why the retreats in the fortresses happen very often. But a piece of advice for when you're using cavalry is never take cavalry in odd numbers.
Oh,
that's a really good idea.
Ubar found underwater Indies.
Great, we can have the Ichthyid
I'm sure they can take Maros this time.
Okay, is this intelligent? I mean, was this the way to go?
Yeah, watch. They're going to jump on the leader.
Yeah.
The Echdyids run now. And now with their 3 attacks, they can't hit Jack.
Okay, so that actually worked out
literally
really
have an
well.
attack skill of 3. Click on an Echdyd.
Oh. Hold on, are we going to look into how bad Ichthyds are?
When they're routing.
Yeah, when they're routing, it's like 3.
Yeah, look, Ubar is not Zabalba. They don't have to worry about losing things during a rout.
I'd like you to know that it's almost double what you said.
No, it's only 67% more. No big deal.
They're still not hitting the gym, so it doesn't really matter. They're barely hitting the gym.
Perun actually showcased Arco expansion using that exact type of thing, but with their sacreds. And you can cover a lot of ground very quickly with attack rare on flyers.
I mean, that's exactly how Arco expands with Wind Riders.
Yeah.
So I think of that northern Pan army, the one on that farm, is expansion days are done because there's nothing around it that I would confidently run into.
Heck yeah, dude.
This is not bad. Militia and heavy infantry isn't bad at all.
That's the most likely province where they'll succeed. Yeah, is the
Yeah,
mountain
you
one.
hit that mountain and then you go down to the highlands under it.
Yeah, I could see him going into either one of these, but both are likely to take more.
Well, it's not a good thing to expand back into your cap circle, so he might as well go to the mountains.
Yeah, I agree. So what's interesting about this is that it just cut off Ochaka's ability to go down here.
Yeah, but that throne's not Machakas.
So
That was
yeah,
bound to happen.
it's his cap circle, which is really interesting.
Yep,
I'm
that
kind of
was never
curious.
his.
I'm just curious if we're going to see a conflict because of this problem.
No, but we're going to see a conflict because he's EA Machaka and it's Pangea. This is what Pangea does: is
Wasn't
try and rush
Pangea-
down one of their neighbors.
I think Pangea was saying he was angling for Arco though in the messages he sent us.
I mean, he should because of the forest down there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Machaka's got some, right?
But it's
Yep,
past
there's a forest in that cap
Machaka's
circle.
Yeah, but it's past Machaka's cap. That's much more difficult than forest along the way.
I guess. I mean, he doesn't know offhand that that's like sitting next to Theranos, but
Yeah, I mean, given the information that he has available to them, assuming that he
Yeah.
sent a scout directly up the road, he'll see Machaka's cap and then see that the forest is behind Machaka's cap.
yeah, that's true.
So if you want to pull up the income graph right now, we'll all see that. There's one person clearly in the lead,
Marverni.
and they bought the Elephant Core.
Wait, was that the elephant core that's with him?
So he bought all mercenaries this turn.
Oh, that's
Oh, he's got the pale ones too. I wonder if he can grab a
Oh,
couple
well.
underwater provinces with those.
So he's going to own that entire lake with no underwater recruitment near it.
I think the Amber Clan might be a little tough for those, but yeah, he can take some of the other ones and then build.
It's where you would expand last if you could. Amber Clan is freaking. I hate Amber Clan. I'm literally having the worst luck I've ever had as Theranos because I ran into 2 Amber Clan provinces in my cap circle.
If you're not Therados, Shark Tribe is also pretty bad.
Not if you're
Yeah.
EA Pelagia. You have enough rot and you have poison barbs, so you just pulse through them.
Okay, yeah.
okay. So we're seeing
Tell
Marverni's going to
Fern
get.
about the upsides of the EA Pelagia.
It's the only upside.
Are we gonna have another underwater debate here?
No, we're moving on.
We're moving
Yeah,
on.
Maybe
So
another
next-
time.
brand cancer.
Next turn, theoretically, I see Marverni taking 4 provinces.
I
Yeah.
see him only
If
getting
you-
3. I see him fail expanding with that stack right there.
Do you think
What's
this
he got in it?
okay? Now, have you seen this, or are you guessing?
No, I don't watch these turn into advance. He's got elephants around him. He's got something on those mountains. And he's got something. Oh, wait, I lied. That's just heavy infantry and slingers. Yeah, he's got this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
he should be able to
he'll
take the
grab
province
this
to his
one.
right.
He'll grab this one. He'll grab this one, and then one of these 2. I would go with this one because then you can go there next turn, and then here.
I would hit the other one. I would hit the tiny one first, just in case. That one.
No, you hit the pale ones. I would.
The ones are pretty
say
bad troops, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
it depends how many Ichthyids.
But they're going up against Ichthyids, and pale
Is
ones
that
are
deep seas or is that shallow seas? That Ichthyid province.
Both look like CCs.
So the
Yeah, I'd hit the top one just because it guarantees I have a province to recruit underwater for. Because there's this tiny chance he dies on the Ichthyids, and now he can't go underwater at all.
Yeah.
what else? What
But-
mercenaries are available this turn?
That's a good question. So he got the wet ones. The elephant core are available now, and Arnold's archers are.
So if anyone gets the archers, it's with a min bid because almost all archer mercs are not worth it.
So this was the only thing that was on 178 income profit. A handful of heavy infantry and a handful of slingers on one of the best players with his best nation. I think that this is looking really good for Joe
This is EA, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
EA.
20k province in EA.
Marverni.
is-
Yeah, Marverni only exists in EA.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to double check that this wasn't like an all eras mod because 20k population is something I've never seen in EA before. But
So
then,
it's actually mathematically possible on a large province size on a farm, which increases the odds of high population. You need to basically max roll population.
Jesus.
Joe
In
has
late
got to be
age, this would
happy.
be a 30k province.
If not more. It can almost approach 40.
Because the way population works is it's minus 20 per era, so minus 20 for EA, plus 0 for MA, plus 20% for late age.
Okay, so other things, do you guys see any other provinces that we're going to see a possible bump, maybe between Arco and Pan here?
Kind of unlikely, to be honest with you. But
Okay,
it
so
could happen.
let's go over Pan really quick, because I think it's really interesting that we're seeing him do expansion, and I could see him going as far as to this desert right here and trying to kind of cut people off going west to east. What's your thoughts on cutting off people's expands like this? Balin, what's your thoughts?
Cut off everyone. If you cut off one player's expansion in one direction, it's gonna piss them off.
Do you think it's a good idea or not?
Not over a coastal wasteland province. No, that's actually commanded by something that will kill those pans. But he doesn't. That can kill those white centaurs. He doesn't know that yet. So
I mean, I don't. If he's got the border adjacent, he might know that there's a pyromancer there. Now, does the pyromancer imply that you can get pyromancers here?
yes, it implies that there's a fire site there. Not that you
Is
can
it
get
really?
specifically pyromancers themselves.
I
Yeah.
would 100% as Pan go in into here just to get the fire access.
It's I
Like
think
that's
what
White
is it?
centaurs
The
beats
School
that
of
though.
Fire, something like that, or the Pyromancer's Library. I forget
No,
the name of
Novel,
the
what
site
did you
is.
say? Sorry.
Or sorry, it's like the School of Fire or something like that. I forget the name of the site, but it's indicative that they're actually there. But he would need to be able to search fire, which I don't know if he has the ability to.
Now, what's interesting is Pan looks like they're probably in the lead or close to being in the lead for provinces, and yet they've only taken 2 of their cap circles. Do you think that this is a good idea, or should he have taken his cap circle?
Oh no, this is a great idea.
Yeah, I agree.
There's 2 schools of thought. If you're gold locked, you don't have to clear your cap circle. But if you're resource locked, clearing your cap circle during expansion is necessary. That's why you'll see, for example, Pangea, since their white centaurs cost like 13 resources, they'll just take a Pan's party in one direction and ignore the rest of their cap circle. However, in Ashdod, which needs resources like they need gold, will have to clear their cap circle at the very least to start producing anakites.
Let's go to Theranos real quick. Where do you think that their next province is going to be? Novel, what do you think, dude?
So, presuming that he has seen a little bit of information from his Dom spread, he should go right up there for those Kappas. Kappas cannot deal with ghosts. So, and that's a lot of early money for Theranos. Theranos' name of the game should be land. He should not be expanding into the water at all. It's absolutely unadvisable to even bother risking anything by walking into the water if you're next to the land as Theranos. I would be literally grabbing up every coastal province I could reach.
What's interesting is that his candles here. I wonder if last turn he saw this, and that's why he went to an easier province, and then is going to hit this next.
Yeah, for the gold, that would be my thought process. Because the earlier you get gold as Theranos, the more powerful you'll be.
Dude, do you see what's in this province? Okay, I played one game as Theranos, and if I had this, I would be ecstatic. I would be so happy. Novel, he got a scout.
Yeah,
he got a scout province.
Like I said Theranos had a fair chance of winning this. It's just all about how he balances it. But in his cap circle, the Hydromancer school, with one of the cheapest researchers in the entire game, I think that research is like 45 gold for a Water 1 researcher.
I think that's his god.
It's his pretender.
That's his pretender.
Oh, I thought that was a part of the. Oh yeah, he owns that province. My bad. I am completely completely misreading that.
Yeah, the
So
deep,
he
the
took
grand
the one
hydromancer.
water gem per month. Oh, him. I'm so disappointed on so many levels.
Well, we did have
I was the
some
same way.
expectations for what might be there. But if that is his god, you can actually expand with the Hydromancer, actually.
That better be like a 20 path Hydromancer or something silly.
I think that I
mean,
think that it was.
He's
I
got
think
luck
he
and
had
magic. It's not a 20 path Hydromancer.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
I think he took
Um,
really low in a lot of different paths. And I think that he did of note. I think that he missed out on death, which was kind of another thing that I was kind of a little. You're going site searching with a mage. It's not death.
That's terrible. I
it's
hope he
pretty
didn't.
crippling because the highest death that Theranos can ever get naturally is D2, and that's on 2 randoms. It's not native. So not having D3 as Theranos is a pretty bad idea.
Telkines can get D2 and then D3 with a staff, and then they can forge up to D4.
Yeah, but that's really late. Are you really going to want to avoid death sites for that long?
So I didn't
mean-
get one of these guys with a death random until turn 30 in my Theranos game. So if I didn't have death on my god,
Jeez.
it would be really bad.
Yeah, unfortunate.
You can go a long time without rolling one of those because they are slow to recruit and they're only cap only. And
I went to turn 30 without a death random, dude. It was horrible.
Oh my.
Come on, guys, just cast Dark Knowledge.
That's it. That's the problem. Is you don't get. Do you get any death from? Oh, you get one.
they have native on their cap. They have one on their cap.
Now the nice thing is that death is a little bit obvious sometimes, so you can selectively use dark knowledge in order to get your death income going, but that's also expecting random rolls on the sites. So,
The only
Sometimes
time
those
I do
death
that,
sites are lies, and they're actually a nature site or a water site or a fire site. Those are always fun.
yeah. The only time I try to use Dark Knowledge is when I start with no death at all, and I have like a death 1 mage I'm breaking into it with, and a little bit of income already, so I'll like hit the most obvious provinces with Dark Knowledge and build it up that way. And that's something I'm expecting to pay off like 20 turns plus from now.
So I'm a huge fan of Dark Knowledge, but not on Theranos because that's
Yeah,
half
no.
a philosopher or whatever they're called, the research guy.
If you're a death
What's on
nation,
that farm province?
I
Yeah,
would argue
so-
generally you should not be
so-
remote searching your
so-
primary paths as a nation, or
I'm
paths
okay
you
with
really
it
need.
if you don't have death 3, because a lot of death nations don't have death 3. They have a lot of death 2. 'Cause that's what you want. And so if you've got that, that well of misery that you know that's there. I mean, selectively, it's great. The one that always gets me is Astral, because Astral, you normally get those little S1 mages that can't find Jack, but they can use the Astral searching. But at the same time, it's so rare that you're sitting there just, spending all your Astral gems on nothing. That's the one that gets me.
So, fun point about underwater sites. There is actually only, I think, 1 or 2 underwater holy sites, and they're both each one to find, and they both produce 1 astral pearl and 1 water gem.
There's
Yeah,
a
you
lot
should
of really
always
interesting things
underwater
about the
increase.
underwater searching. Because it's a little
Yeah.
bit easier.
So,
in
as
my
long as you search your lake with a holy 1 mage, you are probably going to find 1 or 2 gems.
So water searching can be done in 2 ways. You can research up the con and use voice of Tiamat, or you can use basically all paths besides blood at 2 and a water 3, and you'll get almost every site that you can find in water. But you want to immediately start searching as soon as possible with a nature 1, because
Yeah.
that's how you get access to the Kelp Fortress.
So
and
of
nature is
note,
pretty common underwater, especially in shallow, if I remember correctly. But you get a lot of
Yeah.
nature underwater.
Monstrous
Of note-
colleges, kelp forms.
we did not see Yomi expand this turn, and now he has his Dione. So I'm really looking forward to seeing next turn what he does with the Dione and seeing if he actually pulls off the Dione command. It's very, very high risk, high reward. You lose one of those, and you lose 480 gold. So that
Yeah,
should be
you really want to have some alteration research by now. By the time you're moving your Dione out.
Yeah, at least alt 2.
Yeah.
I agree.
We
So
should
we're
have it.
the next couple turns should be really interesting. I've been sneaking peeks ahead, and we do have bumps. I don't know if it's next turn, but like probably not next turn. But like I've been watching, and there have been bumps. So I'm really excited because last game was kind of there weren't as many bumps last game, and so bumps are fun to watch. So I hope that you guys catch the next episode. I want to thank my co-host for joining in, Colin. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, despite all the technical issues, I stuck around.
Cezanne, thanks for joining with us today.
Anytime.
Novell, thanks again, dude. You're on a roll here.
Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it going.
Chipotle, congratulations on not getting burned alive and joining.
Thanks. It's nice to have a stable place and to be able to take the time.
Now, are you back at your house, or is everything cool now?
Yes, and I have found my own place, so I no longer have to stay in the evacuation area.
Oh, dude, congratulations on that.
Thanks. I just signed the lease today.
Dude, that's awesome. It's really awesome. So congratulations on that. Mian, thanks again for joining. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Now, I before we leave, I do want to ask: is yours from? Is that from Penguins of Madagascar?
The main team?
No, your icon.
Oh no. It's a quote unquote realistic drawing of Dolan Duck.
Okay. Okay, guys. Well, on that note, we will say goodbye, and I will see you guys in the next one.